continue from it's not a new mission because we did a bit of recon last time, and would anyone like to give us a short summary of what we're in, what we're about to do?
I'm quite happy to do so if no one else wants to, because I've got reasonable notes. Okay, so our fixer, Jezri, put us onto a legitimate bounty, but it was all like a bit sort of cloak and dagger. It came with like decoding protocols and stuff like that, so it's not in wide circulation. And it was House Malakaith, the House of the Sector governor, who'd set the bounty on a surgeon. The hegemonic medical facility had discovered the theft of organs. 17 patients were believed to have disappeared and never turned up for their post-op. They believed that surgeon Orahas had harvested the organs for sale and disposed of the victims. Now, Mishishi, our ship's medic, had been sort of taught by surgeon Orahas in the past, so obviously wanted to get involved with that. And Surgeon Orahas was on Nightfall. She was hosting like a sort of society, like charity, like gala dealio. So we blagged our way in and were surprised to find that at least 6 of the missing patients were at this society do, and they appeared fine. Although I was able to sense Zenith using the way there was something amiss with them. Mishishi eventually got to talk to her old tutor and discovered that effectively she owed money to the syndicate, the Ashen Knives, and they'd basically gone, "You owe us, we own you. We want you to like turn these people, all of which are the patients, into the ultimate cybernetic assassins." So she'd been doing that, but then taking the organs that she'd removed to replace with cybernetic parts and donating the money to like poor hospitals and stuff like that. But Surgeon Orahas is actually trapped. She can't do anything because the Ashen Knives have got a lockdown on the owner. And obviously Mishishi wants to get her out of there, but we're like, well, we can't risk having like a massive brawl in this place because the cybernetic Ashen Knives assassin everywhere. It's not going to go well. So we withdrew to plan our next step, but a rescue of the surgeon is high on our list of priorities.
Yep. So we are on. Thanks, John. So we are in your city, and it's entirely in your hands because you extracted yourselves from the fundraising party very well. So, what is your plan? You know where the doctor lives. It's in that penthouse because basically the fundraising party was at her place. She lives in this penthouse. Well, most of the penthouse is her living space, rather. So she's there, and presumably, at least that's the way she made it seem like, that the Ashen Knives are keeping an eye on her. So probably the security, quote unquote, at least in her place, will be Ashen Knives.
Can I ask a sorry to put in? Can I ask a quick system question before I sort of
Mm,
give my input on what I think we should do?
mm,
Now, obviously, I know out of character that I've accumulated 3 trauma. If I get one
mm-hmm,
more, I effectively become an NPC.
mm-hmm.
Now, I'm trying to think how to phrase this. How would that be represented, sort of in character? Because I'm tempted. I'll tell you off the bat. I'm tempted to say to you guys, like, we're going to rescue the doctor, as we talked about a little bit after last session. You know, we try and get her up onto the ship. I'm tempted out of character to go, look, I'm 1 trauma away from going to like the dark side or whatever the equivalent is. So I'll hold off the Ashen Knives assassins while you lower the rope down from the ship, get the surgeon up, and get away. But obviously that is dependent on whether I know that in character, because I don't want to just sort of like use my out of character knowledge.
Well, it's the way that this trauma works is you max out your stress track and you clear it, you mark 1 trauma, right? Um, and with a trauma comes like an adjective or a state that symbolizes that trauma thing that you just marked. However, this game and Blades in the Dark as well, which this is derived from, they don't put any onus on you to include those traumas in any way in your character, in the way that you play them. Now, you know that you get reward points for it if you include them in the narrative. So if you are reckless as a result of trauma, like you are, and you do reckless things, you do insanely unsafe things in game, you will
Yeah.
get points for that. Now, none of this needs to necessarily be affecting your character in that sort of way where I think in some other games we might be like guys, I can't make it anymore, like you need to leave me behind. That doesn't need to be a part of that at all if you don't want it to.
Yeah, well, no, brilliant. That's cleared it up. Thank you very much. So I think what I'm going to do is I am going to suggest that, but the way I'm sort of seeing it in character is obviously it's no secret that my character wants to sort of join up with the night speakers. Yep. This sort of way using sort of like secret society effectively, or where
it's a cult of some kind.
Yeah, some weird like way following cult. So the way I'm envisioning it, and obviously this is just how I'm envisioning it, that if I become an NPC, it's probably because I've sloped off to like join the night speakers. So, but I think given that I'm reckless, I'm obsessed, and I'm now vicious as well, I'm going to suggest to you guys that, as I said, we take the ship in, you lower the rope to rescue the surgeon, and I'll hold off the assassins, because I think I'm sort of realising that like, if I want to join the night speakers, that's going to involve me like leaving the crew anyway, because I don't see me remain whatever training they have to do. I don't see me remaining with the crew.
She is going to be completely against you making a suicide run. However,
it's not a suicide run. I've got the way with me.
In the heat of battle, if that were to happen, then that will happen.
Well, the way
no way that my character's going to agree to a plan whereby you make a suicide run on something.
The way I'm going to,
it's just not going to happen.
The way I'm going to put it to you guys is, as soon if the Ashen Knives have really got a lockdown on Orahas, as soon as we start attempting the rescue, they're going to know about it, and their assassin bots are going to come in to try and deal with us. Now, obviously, it's a pure matter of logic here. In case anyone's injured, we need you on the ship, Mashishi, to like sort them out. We need Viper to pilot the ship. In terms of actually the ship's crew, I am like the least necessary for the running of the ship. And also, I'm the person who has the most chance, because of my ability with the way, of holding off the Ashen Knives assassins and escaping. I mean, I know you guys had to pick me up, but look at the mission to the maximum security prison. By the time you guys got around to picking up, I had pretty much just waltzed out of a maximum security prison and rescued someone. So as far as I'm looking at it, I'm not seeing it as a suicide mission. I'm just seeing it as a simple matter of logic. I'm the one who has the most likelihood of holding them off, and also I'm the one who least needs to be on the ship.
All good with that. So we're agreed then that our plan was we'd infiltrate the doctor's inner circle effectively, with me going in as her old student and making it clear to the Ashen Knives that I might be willing to perform that type of surgery for them if I was properly trained to do so, in order to get in there. We find out when she's going to have like a quiet night, effectively.
To be honest, I say
arrange a time when there's going to be like a weakness in their security that we can drop in, effectively, and then we turn up in the ship.
I think we go even simpler than that, to be honest. Like, you've already had a chance to like talk to the doctor. Presumably the doctor will need to like sleep, she'll have a room, etc. We find out from the doctor like which room's hers, when she normally goes to bed. We pull the ship alongside, lower the rope ladder. I go down the rope ladder into her quarters. She goes up the rope ladder into the ship. When the inevitable cyborg assassins burst into the room, instead of finding the doctor, who they can easily like, they'll find me there, who will be far more challenging and can hold them off while you guys scarper with the doctor. And then if I can extricate myself from that situation, I'll arrange to meet up with you afterwards. You're muted, Mashishi.
It's a bit of a bold plan.
You might almost call it reckless, Viper.
I still prefer to make sure we've done our homework and that we're doing this on a night when she's gonna have less of them about to start with.
Thing is, I'm basically just going on what she said last time. The way she said it, they've pretty much got eyes on her 24/7. So I don't think we are going to find a time when she's unguarded. Now, like you say, we might find a time when she's less guarded.
Oh, yeah.
But if we're clumsy with that and we sort of tip our hand, they're going to up the guards and it's going to be even harder. Whereas if we just sort of go in now, we know roughly how many of them we're dealing with. Which isn't ideal, I know,
True.
but it's better than, let's say the worst happens.
So, Johannes, roughly how many are we dealing with if we were to go in, like, in the morning after the party?
Well, there were 7 at the event.
Yeah, it was 6 or 7. However many there were, those would be there.
Yeah, it was Helia Dash and the other 6. Oh no, sorry, it is 6 altogether. It's Helia Dash and another 5.
Yeah. So 6. We're looking at 6 if we're going in on like a baseline level.
So like I say, if worst comes to the worst and we try and do the infiltration and we like mess it up, the Ashen Knives are going to like reinforce their position and dig in, or they're going to move the Doctor and we'll have to start all over again. And once they sort of secure the Doctor away on some like small moon somewhere or whatever, we're going to struggle to find her again. Whereas now we know where she is, we know roughly how many they've got there at the moment. So as far as I'm concerned, like, time is of the essence.
Okay, so they've got a difficult to reach place and 7 cybernetic assassins. We've got a ship that can get close.
And it's now got weapons.
What else have we got that we can tip the hand with? We have now got some weapons.
Particle cannons.
Yeah, because basically what I'm thinking about is if worst comes to the worst, and like I'm holding the assassins off, but assuming I'm still upright, once the Doctor's on board, I can force jump onto the ship. Viper can open up with the particle cannons, like decimate that side of the building if he needs to, chew up the assassins, hit the afterburners, and away we go.
I think we need some kind of, in case of emergency, like plan.
This is the in case of emergency plan.
No, this is the extraction. What I mean is something, an advantage we can use as leverage. Out of curiosity, Zenith, I don't think I've ever seen your, like, shall we say, body in great detail. Do you have any kind of augmentation yourself?
If you're referring to cybernetic augmentations, then no, I don't. I place my faith in the way.
So if we gave you some kind of electronic device that would short out anything electrical, that wouldn't affect you or your wear powers potentially, right?
Not as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, can we buy some kind of an EMP device?
Yeah, just a short range one that would give us a few pressure. Obviously, they'll have redundancies, no doubt, but to like be able to make them less deadly for a few seconds could be invaluable. And it's something we can put into place.
I was intending when they kick open the door and I'm in there, my initial gambit was going to be to throw a detonator at them.
Yeah, but that's a lot of collateral damage. There's innocent people.
Yeah, no, but that's why we're taking her from her personal room, because presumably she'll be the only one in there. So if anyone comes running in and the clank of like cybernetic organs is heard, and like the assassins burst through the door, then it's time to make with the and throw the thermal detonator at them. Obviously, because I'll be there to judge that. If like some person comes wandering in and they're not on the list of patients and they're just like a normal person, go, what's going on here? No problem. I jump onto the ship. We get out of here.
I'm just saying, you might want to
basically, the emergency backup in this is having me in the room. So if anyone bursts in to try and deal with it, they've got to get through me before they can get to the ship.
Could you throw one of those with enough accuracy into the room before you were to jump in there yourself?
I could do, but the only reason I want to be in the room is because I want to make sure that the doctor gets out, and I've got a feeling that as soon as our ship's picked up, and as soon as the doctor starts leaving, the assassins will be activated.
Right, yeah, because we can't guarantee how much it'll take them out, and we don't want to give them time between a bomb hitting and
Exactly.
whatever else we do for the doctor to get murdered by them. So yeah,
Is this an assault?
let's get you a couple of these things and give you discretion on when they need using.
I understand.
Options.
Yeah, it sounds like an assault to me.
I've also been reading a mechanical book for dummies, so I've
Oh, splendid.
I picked some tips up while working on my bike.
Yeah,
Increase my
the Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance, is that it?
Riley's space trikes. O'Reilly's even.
So, can I get a recap? What is the
Okay, so
plan of action?
right, let me break down the plan. Obviously, guys, chip in if I've misunderstood anything. But the basic plan is fly the ship down so it's like hovering outside the quarters of the good doctor.
How big is the ship as well? Oh, sorry, go ahead, John.
No, it's fine. We lower the rope ladder down. I'm going to go down that, sort of go in via a window or whatever to the doctor's quarters. I'm going to be like, we're here to get you out. Get up that ladder now. She gets up the ladder into the ship. I'm sure that I'm hoping we can do this quickly so that she'll have time to get up the ladder before the assassins are activated. I'm then going to remain in the room. When the assassins come in, I'm going to delay them long enough for the doctor to get on board the ship. If that's happened and I'm still standing, I will then use the way to jump onto the ship, or like the ladder or whatever. Viper can open up with the particle cannons and like hopefully take out the assassins because they're like ship-based weapons and they're not ships. If that should prove not to be the case, I'll remain behind and basically buy them as much time as they can to like get away from there, and then I'll try and extricate myself later. And
Okay.
But all of it ends with them sort of like driving off either with me or without me, but with the doctor on board.
And do we have EMPs in the mix somewhere?
Yeah, that we're
Well,
talking
Yes,
about.
please. John wants a couple of grenades with.
So, are we talking detonators or?
Well, I'm really am no technical expert, mate. The extent of Zenith's knowledge about detonators is you press the button, you throw them at people, they explode. I'm all about the
We
function.
want a switch off the electronics grenade that'll affect
So,
sort of
if
the
the-
room
if
he's
the
in and
others-
a couple of rooms around.
If the others can acquire or engineer one of them and give it to me, I will happily use it. But I do not have those contacts or that knowledge to create one myself.
Yeah, because if we have a desire for
'Cause
some,
we're in this city that's like got shitloads of everything, and we've got some dollar.
yeah, you're in
Yeah.
the capital city of the planet.
We could
Pretty
just
much.
buy one.
I mean, I've got 2 cred I can chuck him, like in my personal
Buy
holdings.
them.
Yeah.
Just buy one. Oh,
That's it.
that sounds just so simple and clean and like.
And you don't even shoot anyone.
Particularly if we might be able to get a good deal off somebody else that doesn't like the ashen knives. You know?
You mentioned there's a country
I
people
would
don't
suggest, to be honest, when we buy them, we deliberately do not mention the ashen knives. Because if word somehow gets back to them, again, we're in that situation where they'll like take the doctor.
However, if there's maybe someone who is known for not liking them and sells that sort of stuff, that'd be the person to go to, because if they're known for not liking them, then they're selling the stuff that's going to be effective against them.
So what we really need is someone with like mad social skills to like try and get in touch with somebody, which is not me.
I'm a doctor, not a black market specialist.
Damn it! I'm a doctor, not a black market arms dealer.
I kind of am a specialist at this point.
Well, if Mashishi thinks she can do it,
Sounds like I'm trying to sway someone. to
Yeah.
sell something at a
Sway.
reasonable price, yeah?
Give me damn sweet grenades.
Or maybe to just reveal where I can buy something like this at a reasonable price, whatever. Either way, I'll be doing this while wearing my doctor's badge, and therefore I get 3 dice on it.
Imagine some
without
guy
having
with.
to use the damage Jim's skill and take the 2 stress. And that is
It will explode sooner or later.
It's a 5. Okay. As the consequence, I would just put 1 more tick in the attention clock, which you can resist, obviously, like with anything. But you go around asking for like, oh yeah, well, how about these? How about these EMPs?
this
Right?
costs stress, right?
Yeah, it costs you 6 stress minus whatever your highest
either,
roll.
Either I take my first trauma for doing this, or I just accept the the consequence. So I'm accepting the consequence.
I would just take the trauma personally, to be honest, because the consequence might be like the Ashen Knives. I've heard about it.
Fair play. Okay, let's roll the dice then. It's
Probably what's sway under?
resolve.
Yeah, probably resolve then.
3 and a 5.
Okay, so it costs you 1 stress.
Ooh, so that just fills the bar.
Yeah, and then it turns into a trauma. You would have needed a 6 in that to not have that
It
happen.
was worth rolling the dice.
But at least you stress things now, empty.
All right. I am now going to be quite paranoid though.
Okay, so you go out and you find the you're buying EMPs.
Yeah, EMP grenades, effectively.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So I'm gonna say you can have a grenade per cred. It's a fairly low crime planet as far as that kind of thing goes.
I'll
So
put 2 into that then and hand them on to Zenith.
Yep. Okay. So you've got 2 black market EMP grenades, which that sounds great.
This Mushishi's well dodged. It's no wonder I didn't make it through medical school.
Alright, I'm switching myself up to heavy load.
Yeah. Yeah. So, John, I think the grenades are gonna be a tick on your thingy there.
Sorry,
Just to account for
a tick
them.
on my what? Sorry.
Your load.
All right. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Just
Yeah, 'cause
one
it's-
tick. Yeah.
Yeah, just 1 tick for the two things. So whatever else you're gonna have, you have 5 more ticks to use. Okay. So the plan is you're gonna fly next to the sort of habitation tower, and you're gonna rappel down, get in through a window, and then it's showtime.
It's go time.
Well, if it's the penthouse, there's not going to need to be much rappelling.
Yep.
We should just be able to drop you in from.
Wait, you know what, man? I was going to do like the Anakin Skywalker, like just leap off the side and be like.
Yeah, it's up to you. Like, if do you want to land on top? Because there's probably landing pads on top. In fact, there most certainly will.
We want to basically be like right outside like the doctor's window, so we can pretty much open the window and go get up that ladder.
Yeah. Right. Okay. That sounds doable. So I think we have all the understanding that we need in order to make the engagement roll. So, oh yeah, everyone's using heavy load, I think. that was established. Right, so we start with 1 die. Is this particularly bold or daring? Yes. 2 dice. Is this operation overly complex or contingent on many factors? not necessarily. The complications might be extremely weighty, but it's not a complex plan in that regard. Does the plan's detail expose a vulnerability of the target or hit them where they're weakest? Not really, no. I don't think. Is the target strongest against this approach? Do they have particular defenses? Yes. Yes, they do. So that's us down to 1 die. And then can any of your friends or... No, we kind of already established this. Enemies, rivals interfering in the operation. I guess not actively, because you haven't like tripped any... You haven't made yourselves known in that regard, so probably not that. Any other elements you want to consider? Maybe a lower target will give you a +1, or a higher target give you a -1. I think we're just gonna go with 1.
Well,
so who's...
I think since we're rescuing Mushishi's mentor.
Agreed.
Yeah, Mushishi, you can make the fortune roll. 1 die.
Make it a good one. I'm guessing it's not.
Yeah, that was a... Oh, that's a 6.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That was a roller coaster there.
Yeah, we experienced the whole ride. Yeah, you're back on form. You've got this kind of figure out, which is great for you, obviously. You have incredible luck. So we're going to start with Viper lowering the Cerberus onto the level of the penthouse.
I'm doing like a parallel park, like in midair. Just swinging it over, ready for the entrance to be.
You're backing into... Yep. Okay, what do? You've got the glass wall there. You're all set.
Okay, so as we're sort of next to it, obviously, like I said, we're going to lower the rope ladder. Effectively, I'm going to go down the rope ladder level with the doctor's window. Now, is it like a window that looks like it can be opened, or is it just like a solid?
I think, yeah, it's not one that you could open.
In which case, and I'm going to use my side blade, so I'll take the stress for that.
Okay.
Using my fine melee weapon, and my plan is literally in the best sort of Way Knight style, just to like carve like a circular hole in it as quickly as I can, kick the hole in. Obviously, like, I'll have a look to make sure the doctor's there first. But I'm going to signal her to like stay away from the window, carve my way in, and then I'm just going to be like, look, we're here to get you out. Get up that ladder now.
Yeah. What are you rolling to achieve this? We know that you're using your... The tool is your psychic blade, but...
I wasn't really planning on rolling anything, because it just says it can cut through non-shielding materials with ease, so I'm just going to be like...
Yeah, I suppose it's not so much about the simple act of just cutting, but the actual, like, get the doctor out of there.
Okay, in which case I'm going to try and use sway to persuade her. I mean, I'm hoping we might get some bonus given that she poured.
Yeah,
I'll obviously say I'm here with Mushishi. We're here to get you out of here.
Yeah, you're on good terms. Yep, and you can name drop.
Exactly. Yeah. Actually, do you know what? Get up the fucking ladder. I'm just going to Jedi mind trick her. Ain't got time to be messing around with this, like trying to persuade her. I'm just gonna take the stress, and I'm just gonna be like, as I say, Mushishi sent me. We're here to rescue you. We've got a ship. I'm just gonna be like, get up that ladder as quickly as possible into the ship.
Yeah, yeah. Are you using Gambit or?
No, I'll take a stress.
Yep. Okay, so yeah, she does. There's nothing really for her to do but just that. So she gets onto the ladder.
Okay, as soon as she gets onto the ladder, my plan is basically to go and like set these EMP bombs like either side of the door. My plan is, if necessary, I will use like my kinetics to like activate them remotely, just like press the buttons remotely.
Yep.
So, and then I'm going to sort of take up like a defensive position by the window, sort of covering her. And if the assassin's coming, I'm just going to like set the 2 EMPs off.
Yeah, they burst in.
Yeah, as soon as they burst in, I'll take a stress, reach out with the way, press like the triggers on the EMPs.
Yeah, and
The bandit fleet attack.
What would be your attack roll in this instance? I think we could go with scrap. That sounds doable.
It's
if
fine
you
by
have
me.
other options,
No, my scrap is fine by me. Okay, so is this risky or desperate?
It's controlled thanks to your incredible plans. So
nice. Okay.
Yeah, those engagement rolls really.
That's a 5.
You guys have that unlocked. So 5 means. Let me. Where is it? Here we go. You hesitate, withdraw, and try a different approach, or else do it with a minor consequence. Your choice.
Okay, in which case what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a few steps backwards. Perhaps I tried to sort of set them off while I was by the door, but like heard them coming and like, I haven't got enough time. Then I'm going to try and use a tune to, like say, activate them remotely.
Yep.
Okay, so controlled. Boom, 6.
Yep, and now you do it. So it goes off, and let me start a clock for these guys. I suppose I'll just do this.
I expect very shortly I'm going to be glad we bought those pulse cannons for the Cerberus.
Oh, new toys.
Okay. No. There we go. Okay. So there is a new clock called "Escape the Assassins!" Exclamation point. You have standard effect, so I put 2 segments in. As the first 2 that come in get blasted off their feet with the EMP, and they stay down. And the others bust in as well. The door is knocked off its hinges as these cybernetically enhanced assassins move in. Now, you've seen people move very quickly because you know kinetics, and you've seen other Force users do that as well. These move almost as fast with their empowered.
Okay, so how many of them? You said 2 were down. How many are there still?
There's four bust in the door.
Okay. So what I'm going to try and do as they burst in, I'm going to throw my hands out in front of me, and I'm going to try and use kinetics again, and I'm effectively going to try and like throw one of them into like the other. Again, like I say, I'm mainly trying to like buy time.
Yep. Yeah. Give us a roll for that. Something that fits in. I think both of our previous ones.
Yeah.
Kind of okay.
Okay, so what's the position we're now in?
The position is now risky.
Okay. That's a 6.
Yep. All right. So you're throwing 2 of them. You're bowling with 2 of them. Right. So you keep tossing what you have at them. The doctor is climbing the ladder to the ship. Viper.
She tell me that the ship's like that she's on board. What I'll be trying to do if I can. I'm guessing the ship has like surveillance on it and stuff I can see from different angles, like a rear view mirrors and that kind of thing.
Yep.
I'm going to be trying to get a target lock on these cyborg monstrosities for the inevitable pow in a second.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm going to roll for the doctor. Just like, does she make it into the ship? No. So she's having some trouble. She's probably like overcome by vertigo because she's now
Okay.
on the ladder and then looks down and is like, "Oh no,
Right.
oh boy."
A which
Is there any
point?
way I can pull the
Yes.
ladder up? Because obviously I'm waiting there to try and help her up.
Yeah,
Even-
you've got the hand down like Mr. Frodo.
Even better, can I do a flashback to help Mushishi?
Wait, so yes? What do you do?
So in the flashback, just like before the mission, when Zenith's putting on his war paint, I'm like, look, if there's any trouble getting her on the ship, here, take my grappling gun, just
Okay,
in case you need to. It might injure her, but it won't kill her. Like
Yeah.
if it do
That's-
some bruising.
absolutely fine. You don't even need to pay for that. That's a zero cost thing because you can just do that.
Yeah.
So it takes no
Like-
planning. So Mushishi, you can have an extra die when you're trying to get the doctor on board. So give us a roll of some kind. As Zenith is pushing these guys in the wall, and Viper is maneuvering the Cerberus to get some target locks.
Well, damn it. I'm a doctor, not a crane.
Yeah, you're not a crane style
Yes.
doctor.
Wonderful.
Five.
A 5.
Okay, so that is. You do it, but there's a consequence. Okay. Yeah, I think the consequence is just one floor down. Someone like is getting their coffee. They just woke up and they look at the the fucking window and there's like mouth agape, just looking at what's going on outside, which translates into 2 more ticks of attention. You can resist that if you want to.
Yeah, let's do that.
Given that it's a very physical thing, I would probably suggest prowess as the thing to roll.
We can't see the dice, love.
Nice hoodie though.
Double 6s.
Well, you can clear 1 stress.
Yay.
No, sorry. No. It's a resistance thing. Let me check. Yeah. Critical. Yeah. You can clear 1 stress, and you obviously don't take any. So you resist the consequence, and you regain, or rather, erase 1 of your stress. And this person just closes the blinds on the floor below. And you get the doctor helped, and now it's time for Zenith to resist the other 2 assassins who you're multitasking already.
Yeah, that's
it's
fine.
a target-rich environment.
Yeah, I knew this
the
was going to
remaining
happen.
2 charge in, basically seeing their compatriots being thrown off their feet. These 2 kind of, they move unnaturally because they're not that human anymore. So they go into a lunge and then turn into a kind of ball as they just like roll on the floor towards you and spring up. And
I like to think as like Viper's like watching from his like surveillance position. I'm just going to sort of like dramatically like throw off like my Way Night cape to just like be stood there with like all of my like house tattoos and everything and like my Way tattoos on show. And then I'm just going to, because obviously I'm still sort of like this, like throwing the other sort. I'm just basically going to I'm going to try and sort of like turn to like minimise the amount of area they can hit, but that's really all I can do at the minute. I can't take my attention off what I'm doing.
Yep. So the thing is, next time you want to do anything, it's going to be affected by, you need to resist it first.
Yep.
The fact that they are there up in your grill, and then if you're still alive, whatever you do is going to be desperate and probably have minimal effect, because these are trained killers and they will be disrupting your business, but we'll get to that.
Okay.
So Viper, it's not a huge thing to get some target locks, but let's see some rolls for that, because it's not just a question of you. There's also a lot of other people involved.
Obviously, I'm trying to do the lock quietly.
How
No,
do you
no,
skulk?
no.
Do you
Skulk.
skulk your way into getting some locks here?
Skulk thing. They don't know I'm here. No, it'll be helm. I'll be trying to like get the ship in an advantageous,
Yeah.
like rotate the guns in the sort of like the correct angle,
Mhm.
ready to unload.
Yeah, obviously your primary concern probably
Not hitting
anyone
my
you
friend.
want to shoot,
Yeah.
Zenith is going to be in the way.
Yeah.
So there's that.
So let's give it a shot.
What the hell? I'm reckless. I'll just be on the comm. I'll be like, just do it, Viper.
Is this considered a desperate situation? Because then it's there. Oh, it'll still be risky. This.
I'm gonna actually, because I don't. There's case for both, so I will roll for that actually.
Okay.
It's desperate, yeah,
Desperate. All right. Here we
and
go.
it's desperate mostly because everyone who's in that location right now, including Zenith, they move too fast for your instruments almost.
Yeah.
So
Almost. Yeah.
it's not a good time to be shooting them.
Is it standard effect or limited? They're not involved.
Standard. Let's go with standard effect, because you're yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do this. I'm just gonna roll it. Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, I'm gonna say it's the same mechanical effect, which is 2 more ticks of attention, because the moment you start warming your guns up,
Yeah.
there's gonna be some not related to this in any way sensors going off. Like there's a
Particle cannon.
there's gonna be like a air control tower somewhere. It's like this is Tower 251. We have a ship with hot weapons. Repeat, hot weapons in quadrants 4, 5.
You might want to resist that, mate.
I'll attempt to. Oh god. Last time I resisted, I got in my third trauma. Yeah, I'll try and resist it.
Yep.
Try.
I guess it's prowess, because it's.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, let's do
Yeah.
this. Prowess, come on. Let's do this.
Do it. You don't do it. I very well. So that is 3 stress to you, my friend.
3 stress. Okay.
But you do resist it, so.
So what the reason that I managed to resist it? So what I've been doing is, while this is ever since we got here, I've been warming them up slowly, like on a progressive, like a. So it hopefully wouldn't trip the sensors.
You
just
frog them?
Yeah. Just like 5% every like 10 seconds or something like
Mhm.
that. Just a gradual power up.
Yep. You don't set off the regional air traffic control tower. Okay. So you've got
That's how
a
you
target
do-
lock on
That's how you do
some of
Black
these
Ops
success.
Flybys and Legion. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, wait till I skulk. So you've got target locks on some of them. You can't see all of them, because Zenith has made sure that there's a stack of them in the back. But you have some target locks, and now Ushishi, you've got the doctor all hauled up inside. You're getting the what's it called, the ladder worked on, and Zenith, it is up to you. You're in the room. There's 2 of these assassins with just an unnecessary amount of implanted body weaponry, like bristling on their limbs.
Get out of there, man! Get out of
And
there!
they're looking to get very intimate with your skin. With
Okay,
those weapons.
what I would like to do, if at all possible,
Mhm.
I would like to use kinetics to propel myself with superhuman speed. I'm
Yep.
effectively going to leap for the ladder, and as I leap, I'm going to throw my detonator behind me.
Yep. Okay, so first off, like I said, you need to resist the fact that these
Yep.
guys are doing their thing. So
Yep.
6 stress and a minus whatever. You're probably prowess, I guess, or we could go with resolve as well because you're using the way.
I'll go with prowess. It's fine.
Yeah.
Boom. 3 6s. They come with a Waymaster.
So you recover, rather you erase 1 stress.
It becomes a reggae Waymaster.
I like to think at this point it's like one of those moments where like everything's sort of going in slow motion and I'm like eerily calm despite everything that's like going on around me.
Yeah, you're doing the Sherlock Holmes now.
Yeah.
Where you're like, I'm dodging this one, and then I will drop on the floor to avoid the next one, and then I will take the detonator. And now let's roll for the device that you're using here is your way power to allow you to jump off.
Yep.
But let's get a roll going to figure out how well the end result is. And that this is purely because these guys also kind of have the same.
Okay. I'm probably thinking of going for scrap because obviously my way power I can just use, but it's whether I can like get the detonator sort of in the middle of them.
Yep, that sounds good. So this is going to be desperate, and the effect is going to be limited because they are a higher tier than you.
I'm going to take 2 stress to give me a bonus dice. Actually, no, I'm going to use a gambit.
Okay.
Bloop. Effect limited. Bonus dice 1. It's a 6.
Yeah. Good. So yeah, the effect is limited, but so what happens is, I think you jump on the ladder that Mushishi is hauling in, and you toss the detonator. You annihilate the 2 that were looking to cut your face up, but the 2 that you tossed into the wall with the way, like scramble through the smoke, and well, they have fucking cybernetic eyes, so they can see through the smoke as well.
Yeah, that's fine.
So they jump as well. So they use their cybernetic limbs. They jump after you, and one of them actually like smacks a clawed hand into like the door frame from which you would enter the ship or the ramp, and the other one is hanging below you on the ladder.
Okay.
So one of them is above you. One of them is so Mushishi. There's an assassin now climbing up into the ship right next to you. The other one is John below you in the ladder.
Okay.
Viper, you have some target locks still inside. The visibility isn't great, but you have instrumentation. What do?
I was going to say, on the comms, I'm going to be like, go, Viper, go!
So I can't get to the ones that are right next to John.
No, not those, but there's more in the...
So I will
two more
attempt to apply some suppressing fire to make them think twice about joining their friends on the ladder.
Okay, let's get a roll going for that.
Just fly away, man.
Well, I started moving
Yeah,
away.
seriously, just
If
fly
you're gonna
away.
Shoot anything, shoot any ships that are on the top of the building.
Yeah,
Otherwise, let's just fucking go.
Yeah, because if you fly away, all we've got to deal with is these 2 chumps on the ladder.
All right, I'll get us out of here then.
Okay, let's get a roll going for that.
Okay.
So, and this is basically how well can you do it so that no one notices that what's going on.
Don't forget, you still have a gambit. Use it if you need it, man.
Yeah, there's one gambit.
I'll take the gambit then.
Okay.
Is this risky or are we desperate still?
I think we're desperate, if only because it's literally there's a couple of assassins tagging on to the side of your ship.
Right. Okay. Standard effect still at this time.
Yeah, standard effect. I think for now, and
I'll take the bonus die.
yeah. Do you wanna?
Oh, never mind. Oh,
well, 666. We're on the highway to hell here.
Nice one, man.
Yeah. So you can clear 1 stress as a result, and you do it. You do the thing. So you're cruising, you're taxiing along like you were airplane on an airfield, and you just move into the traffic. And meanwhile, on the side of the ship, Mushishi and Zenith, both of you have an assassin very nearby looking to get into the ship.
Okay, so what I'm going to suggest is the I'm going to try and use my kinetics to effectively jump up to the assassin above.
Yep.
Then what I'm going to try and do is use my side blade to effectively slice through that guy's arm and the ladder, so we'll all just like.
Okay. Yeah. Trying to get both of the assassins, kind of.
Yeah, cause I'm thinking if I go through his arm, which is the only thing holding onto the thing, then the ladder, me and the assassin droids will be falling down, and there won't be an assassin droid about to be crawling on the ship. And I'm pretty sure I can survive a fall.
Famous last words. And yeah, have a go at it. Mushishi, you can see Zenith, the vibroblade comes out.
Can I shoot the grappling hook at Zenith after he's cut the ladder?
You
I'm
most
not
certainly
aiming to
can.
actually hit him. I'm aiming to give him something to grab.
Yeah, we can definitely do that.
It's a 4.
4. So, yeah, there's a consequence, and yeah, I think purely like the consequence is just gonna be that because they don't really they're fighting you because they want the doctor, and you're just an obstacle in that sense. So yeah, they will. There's going to be some scrapping, but I think the consequence still is just going to be you cause enough of a scene, waving your psychic blades about, fighting assassins in the air in the traffic. That there's going to be 2 more ticks on the attention.
Okay, I'm going to try and resist that.
Yep.
So that's a 4, so 2 stress.
2 stress. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, good. So everything's cool. You get up, you light up your sword. Is there a visible effect to it? Like
Yeah,
does it light up in...
I imagine there's almost like a sort of like heat haze comes off the blade as I'm doing it, and it sort of seems to like vibrate sort of like very quickly, so it like flickers a bit.
Yeah. And you chop the assassin in the hand, and basically you just cut the ladder off the ship. And the 3 of you go tumbling down through traffic.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be shouting on the comms to Viper, and I'm just gonna be like, "Go, Viper, go!"
Scramble.
Yep. So Mushishi, slow motion.
It's a 5.
Grappling hook. Okay, I think it's gonna be, unless something changes really. It's gonna be no. Wait, yeah, I know. It's not so much about the attention now, but it's about the fact that you will succeed. However, it's gonna be Zenith and the assassin that was below him that both have access to the wire of the grappling hook.
Yeah, because presumably it like grabs onto me or something.
Yeah. So you can resist that if you want to. It's like, yeah.
Prowess.
Yeah, prowess sounds great. Yeah.
It's about time she got some trauma.
642.
So yeah, okay. So you do it. So you shoot the grappling hook. It goes, and I think it's gonna have to be like one of those slow motion things because Zenith and the assassins on the ladder are in slow motion through the traffic, just like barely missing the oncoming and bypassing traffic, and then the grappling hook and the wire just barely slicing through. Zenith gets, I think probably because you have preternatural way powers, you eventually figure out what's happening and you wrap a hand around it. And it's just the case of like you having the wire going up around your hand or arm rather, and then Mushishi like putting the thing in reverse. It's like why, like reel it back in. And, Zenith gets yanked out of the air, and yeah, and then Viper. I guess the last roll here is going to be Viper. Do you make a hasty exit, or do you just try and taxi along?
He's it, Gromit.
The smart thing to do would be to try and play it cool, but
Embrace your recklessness.
These people are dangerous, so I think we're gonna go full. We're gonna punch it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Actually, I don't know like how many ships they have in the area. They could catch up to us in seconds, so I might have to get some actual physical distance.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Please give us a roll as you try and basically disappear.
Is this still risky, or are we in a desperate situation?
I think it's risky now.
Okay, cool.
Because you don't have the assassins on the ship anymore. So.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go.
Okay. So the consequence being that. One of the falling assassins tosses out a tracker, and the effect of that tracker is going to be you get 2 more heat in this system. Because you will eventually find it, but they will have an idea by that time.
I'll try and resist it. I'll attempt.
Okay, yeah.
So what I'm going to say, what I'm doing as I start to like speed up, and now everyone's inboard and safe, I'm like pivoting the ship like invasive maneuvers, like I'm barrel rolling my way and picking up speed.
Do a barrel roll.
Yeah.
In irregular traffic, just.
Well, it gives me the best sort of like angle of attack if something comes at me, because I'm moving all constantly. You know, like I can release the guns. So that would be prowess still, I think.
I think sounds good.
Okay. Okay, let's do this.
Yeah, nice. You do it. Okay, so you disappear into traffic and into your city. And you've extracted the doctor.
I'm nervous to resist things now because last session the 2 sessions ago I absolutely tanked.
Yeah, because you had a real like a 5 stress roll or something.
Yeah.
That was.
Don't know what you're complaining about, man. I'm 2 stress off NPC'd him.
It's alright, John. I got you back. We'll get rid of that stress. Don't you worry.
We're gonna play some poker.
We are gonna play some tarot in the early hours.
Yeah.
I'm looking at my victories.
Once we've got to somewhere reasonably like safe, I'm going to suggest that the 2 of you sit down and have a couple of rounds of poker while I go and talk to the doctor. Or if you'd rather, we could all sit and play poker. Because it is kind of what our group does when we need like to have like deeper meaningfuls on the crew of this ship. We'll sit down and play poker.
You're a doctor, not a poker master. It's just thrash me.
And what with the doctor also quite enjoying a hand of poker. I think she owes you both the game.
Yeah, she's up for it.
Where are we taking the doctor?
A round of hegemony tarot. I do apologise.
Yeah.
I will say on a private channel, like to Mushishi, as we're starting to get out of the like planetary system, of like just to the safe side, because I am paranoid. Just make sure you check over our guest. Make sure she hasn't carried any tracking device or cell phone.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. I should do that because I am also a bit paranoid about such things. Yeah.
Just to make sure.
I'm assuming it really is her and that she stands up to whatever basic medical tests I'm able to put her through in the like sick bay of our bounty hunter ship.
Well, the fact that these assassins treat her like property, so they may have wanted to keep hold of her. Be careful.
Yeah. So.
Imagine if you had a secret clock there that I just like uncovered.
No. There's no secret clocks in this. You get to see all your mistakes on display.
Yeah, life was like that.
Yeah, that would be useful.
So I think the main thing we have to consider now is like, what do we do with the doctor? Because we can't really just like turn her over for the bounty because like there's mo going on.
So, what was her name, Doctor?
Odoran Orahas. I'll put it in chat.
So, Orahas, we've got you out. We've got no idea what we're doing with you now. We've this has cost us a lot. We're not going to be welcome in the city for a long time. And the Ashen Knives are not going to forget this.
What
The
we
most
should...
sensible thing for us to do right now would be sell this ship and disappear off in different directions in the hopes that they don't find us. However,
Sell
if
this,
we were
baby.
to hand you over, it would be a legitimate bounty and we would be well paid for it.
I think what Mashishi's trying to ask you, Doctor, is where do you want to go now?
Yeah.
Well, I suppose there's no... For me, there's... I presume the Ashen Knives might take me back. And you can hear the quotes around that. If you returned me to them, however, I don't want that. And if
No,
that's...
we're not returning you to them. They will kill us if we go anywhere near them.
No, Mashishi, I think the Doctor's trying to say that if we just leave her somewhere, they'll find her, and then they will take her back, by which obviously the Doctor means kill her.
Not necessarily. I'm on the communicator while I'm flying, or if we're smoking for playing poker. Why don't we try and leverage some hands from our friendly neighbourhood night chatters? Like, say we'll do a job for them if they.
I keep telling you, Viper, they're called the Night Speakers.
Oh yeah, the night correspondents. So maybe we can leverage their help. I mean, they don't owe us a favour essentially, but they know we're good for it. If they say we'll do a job for you pro bono, then offer these some protection, give us somewhere where they're not going to. She can work in peace for a while.
We could certainly ask. I mean, the worst they can say is no.
And I'm sure they have no love for the Ashen Knives, so.
I was actually thinking of what were they called? First or second session? The guys that wear blue.
The Cobalt Syndicate.
The Cobalt Syndicate. They can really use a doctor there, particularly one of this caliber who needs to disappear.
Thing is, the Dr. Arahash has just escaped from one shady underworld syndicate. Does she really want to end up working for another one?
Well, that's the options we can offer you, unless you've got a third option, Doctor.
There's always the option of just bringing me to Warren, which is the sector capital. Well, bringing me to Warren, and I'll try and sort this out as best as I can with the hegemony. That's also an option.
You.
Well,
we can help you disappear, but we haven't got many great places for you to go.
Well, if we were going to hand Dr. Arahash over to the hegemony, we may as well turn her in as the legitimate bounty, but explain to them what has actually occurred and the connection with the Ashen Knives, and then they will decide what to do with you, Doctor.
Yeah, I think there's a fair chance now that at least I don't think they are actively on my tail now. At least not in the same room. But I think there's a fair chance now for me to... Let's say they think, when I start talking about this, they think I'm an actual member of the Ashen Knives. They might still, regardless of how well they will believe whatever I will tell them, they will probably be very interested in what I can tell them about the Ashen Knives, whether that's as Dr. Orhaz, the private person with lamentable habits, or Dr. Orhaz, the underworld agent working for the Syndicate.
Well,
They will probably want to talk to me either way.
well, Doctor, as Mishishi rightly said, you have three choices. We either give you to the Kobold Syndicate, see if the Night Speakers can help you, or we hand you over to the Hegemony. It's your life. Which one of those options do you want?
The Hegemony is the only one of those that I know of. And I know that they're not friends of the Ashen Knives. In fact, the Ashen Knives, as I understand it, are somewhat of a thorn in the Governess side. So I would probably be able to bargain with them. And to be fair, that seems like that seems more my speed rather than these Night Speakers you said. That's the one with the mask.
That's
that hangs
correct.
with the. Never really got into all of that, and then with
No,
this
it's all right.
Cobalt Syndicate, I've never heard of them. So if I'm going to be involved with a syndicate, I might as well leverage the big name that I have attached to me now, and try and use that in some way.
So it sounds like our decision's made then. We hand over Dr. Arahash as a legitimate bounty with all the additional information we've got to the Hegemony.
I think it's the safest bet for us all.
Yeah, marvelous.
And I don't want you to be in any more danger than you already are. So I don't want you to
Oh, we live for danger.
have to answer to the Hegemony for giving their bounty to another syndicate. That I don't want that on you.
Sounds like the decision's made then. Plot to course, Viper.
Yeah, let's do it.
Punch it.
Oop.
Yep. Boop. Okay, so we swoosh away with another completed mission.
Hey.
There was a lot of sixes in that mission.
Yeah, that was
That was
successful
that was-
AF. Yeah, those.
It's because we've all started getting to the point where you're rolling 3 dice.
But
And
I
that-
got to the point where rolling 3 dice and then tanked like a bitch.
Well, that's it. That's the thing. We're rolling the 3 dice. You get used to like, oh, I'm normally going to get a success. Then apart from that one roll where you don't,
Yeah, you roll triple ones and you're like,
I'm done.
yeah. I think you, Viper, you had triple ones on that. Yeah,
it was
yeah.
a bad time.
Yeah, that was a.
It was a
Bad,
bad time.
So once we've handed them over, can we go gambling, Viper?
Absolutely.
Please.
Here, have a victory cigar.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. Let's refer to like what this is all about. So it was a 6 cred bounty, so you get that.
So we'll need 1 for the ship, won't we?
Yeah, 1 for the ship. Yep.
So 5 creds to split. So
You guys take 2 each and I'll take 1.
sweet. Done.
Fuck, man, she's cost me like 20 cred.
Wow.
She best send that back over time somehow.
Yeah. Payment plan.
She gets off, she best fucking send me some of that penthouse.
You're just gonna find like space DHL delivering like organs to you. I saw this and thought of you.
This is an assassin liver. Yeah. Good times, Dr. Lecter.
I ate it with space beans and a fine chablis.
Okay, so heat. Let's see. I think that was standard exposure, all things considered. It didn't turn into, despite everything, it didn't turn into loud and chaotic because you guys succeeded on like 5 rolls with double 6s. So we're at 2, and then +1 heat for high profile. Yeah, she is. No hegemonic citizens were killed. There was no massive property damage. Thanks, Viper. I was looking for that with your
Yeah.
particle cannons, but you didn't take the bait.
I almost did.
Yeah.
I was one Zenith in trouble situation away from unleashing hell.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? With this particular crew, I feel like we either just like face plant the entire session, like doesn't matter what happens or who rolls, like everything's just bad, or like everyone just gets what they want all the time. So, like, Zenith doesn't fail. You don't need to do anything, and then we just win. Whereas,
Such is the nature of the way.
Yeah, such as
The ebb and the flow.
in the prison
This was
escape
so
one.
badass.
yeah,
In the prison escape, it was like a session of two situations. I just imagine, like when you have a scene where everything's like calm and collected, and one's just chaotic, and the music's very different.
hmm
Just Zenith like wandering through the prison, getting his thing, just on his way at the exit, and there's just me just screaming
yeah. It's
as
like
as I'm flying through a fleet.
yeah. Good times. Okay, so that's 3 heat, and you have a bounty hunter's license, which this is a legitimate bounty, so that applies. So it's 1 heat only. So I will add that. Where is it? Oh yeah, there we go. Okay. So that was that, and then entanglements. Now, which of you wants to be the roller of fortunes?
I tell you, I'll do it this time.
Okay, so give us a d6.
The fortune.
Yep, just fortune roll.
Should just have gone. Alright, okay. Number of dice 1. Okay. Input value 5.
5. What is 5? Oh shit! It's the popo again.
I warned you when you bribed them last time. I was like, we're not at the end of this.
This will be a completely different situation, though. This will be 100%.
It will be different because now I'm vicious.
Let's see. Entanglements. Okay, so a detective presents a case file of evidence to a judge to begin persecution of your crew. System police send a detail to arrest you. Pay them off with cred equal to, so you need to pay 6 cred. Hand over someone for arrest. This clears your heat and wanted level, or try to evade capture. 3 options: pay them off, hand someone over, or try and escape.
Well, I think we all know what my vote's going to be.
Yeah, I'm sort of tempted to hand Zenith over to them as well.
to be honest, out of character, I wouldn't blame you.
Well, he's one of the crew, though. We don't have anyone to hand over anymore. Is this poor? I think we should just get out of the way. I think we should leg it. But I don't know if everyone else thinks. I don't have. So I have 6 credit. I don't think I can actually pay them off.
Well, I've got 4 cred.
I've got 2 cred, so I could.
So if you want, I'll chuck my 4 cred in, but then I've got nothing to gamble with. So if I chuck 3 cred in, Mishishi, can you chuck 1 cred in?
Yeah, go on then.
So you chuck 2 in Viper, I'll chuck 3 in. Mishishi
I have no
chucks
money
1.
to gamble either, but you don't need it to gamble, do you? You just need it if
There might be costs. You don't need to have money to do the thing,
Yeah.
but as a consequence, you might need money to cover your losses.
Okay. Well, I'll pay my 2, and we'll see how it goes.
Okay. Yep. So we conclude our transaction with the system police ship, and they are satisfied with your contribution to lawful society.
Well, that's pretty much cleared out all the money we got for that job.
Yeah, that was exactly what you got. So yeah, it's a very Cowboy Bebop situation here. Like you cash out and then you're like, oh man. It's beef and bell peppers without beef.
I imagine it's we go like that. They go to put the credit thing in, it falls straight through our hands, and a policeman's underneath. Like,
yeah, it's like thank you. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, very appreciative. So, 2 downtime actions each, and you can select what you want to do.
Well, obviously, I think myself and Viper are going to go gambling.
Yeah, it's gonna be tarot.
Indeed.
Okay, so you can roll the lowest of your insight, prowess, and resolve. and Viper can enlighten us with whatever your special move does.
That's a 3 for me.
Yeah, the vice thing.
So I'll have to go with him if I do that, but that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I presume you are.
Yeah. So do I roll? Was it my prowess? Is it your lowest?
Whatever is lowest.
Actually, it would be insight, I think. Or would it?
Well, you can look at your sheet.
Yeah, I'm looking at my sheet. So is it the one with only? If I have
It's the one with the lowest amount of first dots in the skills.
first dots, right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Right. Okay. Right. Okay. Resolve.
And you can't use Calc on this.
No, I'm not allowed.
But so what does your thing do?
I've got a hedonist thing. So when you indulge your vice, you may adjust the dice outcome by plus or -2. Any ally who joins you may do the same.
Okay. So you can adjust +/-2 as you desire.
And is it we lose the amount of stress that we rolled? Is that right?
Let me refer to the thing. Indulge vice. Okay. Clear stress equal to the highest die results.
Sweet. In which case, I'll boost mine by 2, and that'll take me down to 2 stress. Thank you very much, Viper. I knew that. Thank you for those gambling tips in that round of Hegemonic Tarot.
I unfortunately still overindulge. Because
even with the adjustment.
So if -2 would bring it 3, and I have 2 stress.
Okay. So your options are rash action, reduce your stash by 4 or take 2 debt. That's your first option.
Mm-hmm.
Second option, big talk, brag about your exploits, take +2 heat. And third option, play a different character until this one returns from their bender.
I'll take 2 debt actually. I think
Okay.
I'll just like, life's too short. Like we've just had like an encounter with the Ashen Knives. Like, you know, it's been a crazy time. I'm a bit reckless. Yeah, I can owe a few cred.
I'm looking at the sheet trying to figure out if there's a place to mark that. I'm not sure there is. So I'll just make a clock for it. It doesn't need to be an actual clock, but just for something to.
So with that, do I have to automatically pay that debt once I have credits, or do I choose to do that as like another action at some point?
I will look that up now.
Okay.
I've read it once and I do not remember what that is.
I especially love the rules we've only read once.
Yeah. Okay, now we should see the debt. Okay, so. Oh, there's an entire thing for it. Okay. Let's see.
I can't wait till I owe some like mega crime lord or.
Yeah, it's probably going to be the goddamn Ashen Knives.
Gonna get my face kicked in.
Okay. Right. Okay, so we should figure out like who holds this debt, and then we create a clock to represent the urgency of how soon the debt needs to be repaid, with an 8 clock being standard. Every downtime, form a fortune pool from the debt amount on the ship and advance the clock. And when the clock is full, the lender makes trouble for the crew, such as hiring local muscle to collect what money they can. And this may not square the debt, but will reset the payment clock. Okay, so the debt is paid off at the rate of 2 cred to 1 debt. So you need to pay 4 to get rid of it.
Understood.
Okay.
I think I might owe it to maybe like I don't know, maybe some kind of ex-Legion guys. You know, like kind of I got invited to an off the books game.
Mm-hmm.
Got a bit carried away. Maybe it's like a guy that now does. Maybe it's like a team that does mercenary work.
I tell you what. I tell you what. Why don't you tie it into Zenith and say like maybe you got into a game with like someone like my old military family.
Absolutely. Let's share the burden, John.
That's it.
That. Well, we're going to smash our next job. Everything's going to be fine. There's no way I can end up like in debt.
Cool. So we have a death clock now, and it will advance. I can also use consequences to advance it, and yeah.
Cool.
And also, you can just seek out more debt if you ever need more cred. You can just go and try and acquire debt, which is a depressing thing to acquire. And I'll just double your gambits while I remember that. And for a second action, do we have... Oh, I'm looking at empty chairs. John, second action, downtime. Any ideas?
So I'm just looking for the bit where it tells you what the downtime actions are.
Oh, let me give you I'll pop up the handout.
Oh, lovely, thank you. Okay, so we've still got the mad highlight wanted level in Breck, so I think we need to like lay low and potentially get rid of some of that. So I'm going to try and think of a way I can justify sort of. Well, so I think as we've done before, just doing like some pro bono work or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm going to try and lay low for my other action.
Yeah. So the thing here is we have a clock now for clearing the wanted level in Breck.
Yeah.
And that is effectively a downtime, like a project thing.
Yeah.
Because you cannot lower it with a lay low thing. Now, you do have one heat in Breck that you could reduce to 0 with lay low.
Yeah.
But with a lay low, you cannot affect the project clock to reduce the wanted level. So I guess the question here is...
You do that, John, and I'll use my actions on the project clock. Yeah?
Yeah, can do if you want, yeah.
Yep. Okay, so let's quickly revisit the laying low. You can do both at the same time, it looks like.
Sweet.
Reduce the heat and wanted level of system you're not in. Say how you get the hegemony off your back and roll in action. Mark segments to reduce this is the clock bit. And then also remove 2 heat from that system. Okay, that's cool. So, yeah, if Mushishi is going to work on that, you have a free action. you don't need to.
To be honest, I'm thinking it still might be worth having both of us work on it.
Yeah. That's true as well. So you can go ahead and roll for that.
Yeah, so I'm going to use my scrap because I'm going to be helping with like law enforcement and stuff like that.
Right. Okay. Yeah, building that like actual bounty hunter rep instead of being murderers and kidnappers.
What position is this? Does it matter at all?
It doesn't matter, no.
Okay, cool. That's a 6.
Okay, so I'll get the heat, so you got rid of the heat, and you got a lot OTX, I believe. Yeah, you crit. So, yeah, you filled out that clock. Yeah, you get rid of 1 heat in Breck and also 1 wanted level. So you're down to 2 wanted level in Breck. Good job.
So that's my actions done. So if you want to try and lay low as well, Mushishi, maybe we can get the wanted level down a bit more.
Would you mind rolling the die I've
Well-
left mine in the other room.
Although, how much wanted have we actually got in Breck now?
2.
2. Sorry, it's just the clock doesn't show anything on it.
Yeah, the clock is for clearing the thing. I cleared it because you filled it out.
Oh, right, okay, yeah, sorry,
Yep,
yeah, I'm with
yep,
you. Right,
yep.
okay, I'll roll my shishis then. Let me just bring up your character sheet.
Yeah, so what's Mushishi doing to help us with our rep?
I'm guessing maybe free medical care.
I suspect it may be working in the clinics.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I love that your sort of cure for being wanted is like, look at me, I am being a respectable and helpful member of society.
Yeah,
4.
you don't want to arrest me.
Yeah. Okay, 4 is 2 segments. Right? Okay, I will advance it by 2. Here we go.
And obviously you've still
Okay.
got an action, Mishishi.
Yeah. And Viper has an action as well.
I'm muted, Annie. So if the lay-low stuff's been done and I'm not required to like help with that, well, we seem to be okay for the moment.
Yeah, it's already vastly better than it was.
I might try and spend some downtime, like trying to keep myself stable because I'm rather unstable. Working on my long-term project, you know, my space racing bike.
Mm-hmm.
I've been trying to do for a while. So
Mm-hmm.
I'll try my long-term project. It's just a role, isn't it? Just a.
Let's see what the thing says.
It was.
Yeah, it is definitely a roll, but I need to look at it. Long-term project. Roll an action and mark segments. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
So what are you rolling?
I'll go with rig. I'll attempt to
Yep.
rig it
Okay.
up. So let's slowly build it up.
So at this stage is pretty much you're drawing plans for the thing.
Yeah. Is it risky? Is just standard? Risky?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Just okay. That is 1 segment, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm also doing it just to keep myself like busy.
Yeah.
And it's been a crazy couple of months.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. So you chilling, just whittling.
Yeah, 'cause I know any second now the night texters are going to get in contact and we're going to have to like
Yeah.
go do a mission for them. So I'm
Yeah.
just,
The night voicemailers,
That's it.
the night podcasters, those
the night,
devilish
factors.
people. Yeah. The night YouTubers. Yeah, Mushishi, you got one more downtime going.
Think it's going to be some training. I'm still not very good at that skulking stuff, so I suspect I'll get Viper to teach me a bit more of it.
Skulking about in the gym.
Teach you his skulking ways.
Stealth gym.
But only if you can find the gym. Woo-hoo.
All of our weights are matte black.
Indeed.
Okay. Yep. So given that you have a gym, you get 2 XP for your prowess. Working out.
So then XP.
Yep. XP. Yep. So, yep. Get on that. Thou be the judge of thine XP.
Address tough challenge of wisdom of the way, yeah, several times. Express your beliefs, yeah, right, so I've filled up my playbook. Struggled with issues from your voice or trauma, yeah.
Did you? Yeah, I guess from trauma. Yes.
Yeah.
Did I speed a tough challenge with speed or flare?
Yes. You needed to.
Yes.
The whole, like you made a beautiful drive of what should have been a shit show.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I did draw some pretty big, big things. I'm gonna spread my MP around a little bit.
Yeah, I'm going to as well.
You expressed your beliefs, drives, and heritage of the background.
I think you did because you did bring in the debt from the like Legion guys.
Yeah, true. It's true. I definitely struggle with my vice.
Yes, because that's why you got to the Legion guys.
Yeah. Playbook. And I'll yeah, just spread it around a little bit.
You've got a shitload of prowess stuff, Viper.
I do. That's where I focus in. I'm now branching out. Love me some skulk. Love me some scrap. Love me some. But that's because I did a lot of desperate actions in a few sessions.
Yeah.
So that really shot it up. Every session I was like getting that weird.
I think that's me done.
Okay. We have the ship as well. So the ship XP. Execute a successful extraction operation or capture of a bounty. Yes, we did.
Yeah.
We contended with challenges above our current station. Because everyone is really...
Yeah.
Like, unless you start fights with the Cobalt Syndicate, you're on... you're punching up. Bolster your crew's rep or develop a new one. Is there... Yeah, I think... Probably... Yeah, the honorable bit is where that comes in.
Okay.
Express the goals, drives, and inner conflict or essential nature of the crew. And I think we kind of did, once again. Because we did have a whole bunch of, like, there's self-sacrifice, we have, like, humane goals, like being actual, like, decent people. And also trying to, like, minimize collateral damage. These are all, like, running themes in our...
Right, boom. We're full then, guys.
Quality.
Okay, so as a result, we can pick one of 3 different options. First one, we can choose one of the Cerberus special abilities that are on the sheet. Second option, we can choose a special ability from one of the other 2 ships. Or 3, we can check off 2 boxes of any equipment or upgrades on the ship. Whichever you guys want.
Get the ship sheet up.
We could go for a recon drone.
No, I kind of like this idea of being able to carry +1 load.
Oh, they're loaded for bear.
Mm-hmm. And when you wear armour, it counts as heavy armour.
I'm happy with that.
That's pretty good.
How about you, Viper? You happy with that? +1 load and extra armour? Boom, we're loaded for bear.
Okay. Yeah. Any bears coming your way, they're going to be in trouble.
That's it.
Space bears. Okay. And you get the... it was, like, distinctive looking, right?
Yeah.
So you have the Cerberus, like, branded armor.
You know we've got to have, like, the symbol of, like, 3 dogs' heads, like, somewhere, like, up prominently on it.
Yeah, and you have all the, like, the merch. You have the trucker caps. You have the T-shirts.
Nice.
The overalls. Everything's branded now. You're going legit with this.
Love it.
Okay, so yeah. I suppose what remains to be discussed is what do you guys want to do next? Because we didn't hit on like a job offer from the night YouTubers.
Go to Tahiti, it's a wonderful place.
Well, you know, we could always go to the night speakers and be like, "Hey, guy, got any work for us? I love you." Well, yeah, obviously Zenith's going to be like, "Oh, let's go back to the night speakers and try and like butter them up a bit," because they're like one of the few like factions who don't like actively dislike us.
Yeah, that's fine by me.
Viper?
Sorry, I didn't quite hear your question, John. What was it?
I'm suggesting that we go to the night speakers and try and take on another job because
Do you?
yeah, because like we're quite close to like having them as an actual ally, and I'm thinking given the amount of people we're ticking off, having like at least one big ass mystic group who are our allies could be quite good.
Yeah. Unless they're secretly run by the Ashenars, which would be really unfortunate.
Oh shit. Let me actually. You're at
You had
status
to
1.
remind him, didn't you?
You're at status 1 with House Malclaith now because you did a job, and it only takes one job to go from 0 to 1. So
Ooh.
they're your friends as well now because you did a job for them.
Mhm.
I'm trying to think. Did you are you owed any status from others?
So that's the guys who wanted us to go and arrest the doctor, right?
Yeah. That's the
Because
literal.
she was one of theirs, wasn't she?
Yeah, she's kind of, because she's from like a hegemonic institute. The sector governors, like people, the government basically put the bounty on her, and the House Malclaith is the government here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the government likes you, and the government is allied with the Night Speakers for whatever fucking reason you don't know, because they seem like an interesting pair. But yeah, the government likes you now, and I'm just gonna go ahead and say that Isotope Max Secure doesn't, but they also died, so that doesn't really matter. Let's see. Anyone else? No. Yeah, no. I think the rest of it is up to date. Yeah. So you are liked by, like specifically, like you on the good side of the government, House Malclaith, Scottish wolves, who are mercenaries and assassins and bounty hunters. The Cobalt Syndicate also like you,
Yes.
and the Night Speakers.